Okay, so here we have quiz 7, the practice, and we're gonna solve all the practice questions which are gonna help us with the actual quiz 7. And everything is due by Sunday. So here you go. So first question, it says convert the following binary to hexa. So that's what you need to do. You have to convert binary to hexa. Okay, hexadecimal. So how you do that? If it's hexadecimal, I have to divide it by group of 4, correct? And in each group of 4, which is a nibble, I'm gonna use the power of 2, was the positions are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And each nibble, I'm gonna transfer it to hexadecimal. So the first nibble is 1010. So that means I have to add 8 and 2 because the 4 and the 1 have zeros. So these are the positions. 8, 4, 2, and 0. I'm sorry, 1, which is the power of 0. So technically, I'm adding 8 and 2 because these are the one with the ones. So when I add 8 plus 2 is what? 10. What is the letter for 10? If it's 2 digits, you have to use letter. What is the letter for 10? You guys remember?
A.
B.
This is how it works. 10 is A. Here you go.
Yeah.
See,
Yes.
this is how the hexa numbers are. And you have this in your formula sheet. It's included in week 7 lecture materials. So if it's double digit, which is after 10, the letters 10 is A. Okay? So that's going to be the letter A. And then you're going to do the second nibble the same way. So here I'm going to add 8, 4, 2, and 1. So I need to add 8 plus 4 plus 1, which is, what is 8 plus, is 13, right? And what is the letter for 13? The letter D.
D.
Okay? Yes. Oops. So my answer, when I transfer this binary number to hexadecimal, is going to be A, D, and make sure you put that little 16 in the bottom.
Quick question, Professor.
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
So what if each, I guess it's called byte, doesn't have 4 digits? What if it has 3? Is that still okay?
Yes, if you have 3, you're going to fill it up with zeros, but you always start from the back to the front, so right to left. So let's say you have these numbers 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, for example. So you're going to start from the back. You have 4, and then the next nibble is going to have 1 here, and you're going to fill out the front with zeros.
Yeah, I said
Okay?
if it has less than 4.
If it's less than 4, you fill it up with zeros. Yes. You fill up that nibble with zeros. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because technically these zeros in front, they're insignificant. They don't change the number, but they make this nibble full with 4 digits. Okay? Thank you for asking that. That's a good question. Okay? Everybody understand that? So let's do it again. We have another one. So we have this binary number. We have 4 nibbles. 4, they're already in groups, right? So what you're doing, you're gonna have, again, you're gonna keep in mind how the power of 2 are. So here I'm gonna add 8. The first one is gonna be 8 plus 2 plus 1. So that gives me 11. And what is the letter for 11? It's gonna be, what is
B.
it? B, that's right. And then you're gonna go to the next nibble. We have 1, 1, 0, 0. So that's gonna be, you're adding 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. And the letter for 12 is gonna be C.
Sí.
Yes. And then the next one, you add in 8 plus 2 plus 1. It's also 11. And that's another letter B. And you're going to put the base 16. And that's how you do it. Any questions? Then we have one more, which is a decimal number. And the decimal number you're going to do, I have a 0 point something. So we're going to do it the same way. So we're going to transfer, the whole part, which is 0, and then you're going to do nibble by nibble again. So it's going to be 0 point, and then you're going to start with 0, 1, 0, 0. So for 0, 1, 0, 0, technically you're going to start with, this is actually the number 4 only, right? And then the next one, you're going to add 8 plus 4, or 8 plus 2 plus 1, right? So this is going to be 11, and the letter for 11 is B. So we're doing the same. So it's going to be 0.4B. And put this little 16 in the bottom. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. So,
Yes.
if yes, I'm trying to see. So if it has only two,
Yes. I know what you're asking. Yes. So
where would you line up the 1, 2, 4, and 8? I guess I'm trying to figure that out.
so this is the decimal point, right? So before that, it's only 0, but you can fill it out with 0, 0, 0, 4, so you can make it a 4. Oh, so actually it's going to be 1 point. Yes, because
Wait, what?
this is going to be 1 point. Hold on. Thank you for
What?
asking. 1 point. Because this is what's happened. Because we have the first nibble here is going to be, the first nibble, it's 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Oh, no, actually it's 0. It's 0. It's 0. It's 0. It's 0. 0 is 0, of course, yes. Okay, no, what I mean is that what you're asking if you have less? So let's say you have, for example, let's say you have 0.001, for example. So in this case, you're going to put zeros after. So you can fill out after the number, you're going to put 0, because the zeros after the insignificant. Make sense?
Okay.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yes. So for example, if you have 0.01, you're going to fill out this with 2 zeros, because you can put as many zeros you want after, and you can put as many zeros you want in front. They're not going to change the number. So that's how you're going to fill it out. You're going to
It
fill
doesn't
out
change the number.
Yes.
It doesn't change the number, but it changes the place value. So I need to know if I need to add a 1 or 2 or 4 or 8 is what I'm saying.
They have to be 4 digits. They have to be 4 in one place. 4. And you start from the point. From the point this way and from the point this way.
Right. So if it's after the decimal, let's just say I have a 111 after the decimal.
Yeah. And you can put
Now, zeros after.
Yes.
So it would be you add an 8, add a 4, you add a.
Yes. You put 0 in the end. You can put 0 in the end here. They're insignificant. You can put as many zeros you want, and you can put as many zeros you want in front. Okay? Okay, you got it? Okay, so now we're going to go to any other questions before we go to number 2. Any questions? Okay, so number 2 is about converting. So here we're going to convert hexa to binary. So how are you going to do that? So from hexa to binary again, every digit you're going to transfer to binary number. Okay? So what is 3? What is A? And what is F? So A in binary, and you can also use this little table I show you, right? A in binary is 1010. You can use that also. Okay? So 3, and again, or you can use the power of 2. The power of 2 was 1, 2, 4, and 8. So if I want to represent 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, right? So it's going to be 1 here, and the zeros in front. So the number 3 is going to be, in binary, it's going to be 0, 0, 1, 1. I'm going to use for a nibble, so I can show you later how to drop the zeros, yes. Then the letter A was, A is 10. So 10 is going to be 1 plus 2. I mean, 8 plus 2 is 10. And you put zeros here. So this is the letter A. This is the number 3. So it's going to be A is 1, 0, 1, 0. And F, what is F? F is 1, 1, 1, 1. Or A is technically 8. It's 15. So you have 8 plus 2 is 10. And 5 give you 15. So that's the letter F. So now you have everything in nibbles. Make sure you have it in nibbles. Now, we talked about where you can put zeros to fill it up. These 2 zeros in front, they're insignificant, so you can skip those 2 zeros in your final answer. So my final answer is going to be 1, 1, and then you have 1, 0, 1, 0, and then 1, 1, 1, 1. Make sure you put that little base 2, because it's important when you have a number, not decimal, you have to have that little 16 here and 2 in the bottom. Okay, so that's how you do this. Any questions, let me know. Okay, then you have another one, going to the next example. Again, we're changing hexa. We're going to go to decimal. And here we're going to do the same way. 6. What is 6? 4 plus 2 is 6, right? So it's going to be 4 plus 2, and then you put zeros around. So 6 is going to be 0, 1, 1, 0. Then you're going to do B, the letter B. B is after A. So it's going to be 11. And B is going to be 8 plus 2 plus 1. So it's going to be 1, 1, and 1. So this is B. And you can double check it also in the table. B is 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. Then you're going to do 9. 9 is breakout like 8 plus 1 is 9, right? So it's going to be 1, 0, 0, 1 is 9. And then you have a little 1 here, which is going to be just 1, and everything else is zeros. Now, let me ask you which zeros you're going to drop. You're going to drop this 0 in front because it's insignificant. Now, these 3 zeros are very important, so keep those 3 zeros. Okay, so my final answer is going to be 1, 1, 0. And then you have B, which is 1, 0, 1, 1. Make sure you have it in that specific order. Then you have 9, which is 1, 0, 0, 1. And then you have 0, 0, 0, 1, space 2. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Somebody is unmuted. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, everybody good with hexa to binary? Okay, I see thumbs up. Okay, then you're going to go to number 3. And number 3 is we're changing decimal to hexa. So when you do decimal to hexa here, we're going to divide by 16. So decimal to hexa. So here we're going to, every time when you go from decimal to something, you divide by. So here we're going to divide, and I'm going to show you the division step by step so you can kind of see how the division works, how the remainder works. So we have, I'm not going to use calculator, I'm just going to divide it by. So let's divide 493 divided by 16. And I'm going to use like regular calculator where I'm going to get decimal. So it's going to be 493 divided by 16. So I'm using my cell phone. So that's going to be 30.8125. Now I'm going to get that 8.125 and I'm going to multiply. I'm going to write it here, 0.8125 multiplied by 16 is going to give me the remainder, which is 13. So this is my remainder, 13. And the letter for 13, what was the letter for 13? 13 is D. Everybody see that? So in my answer, I'm going to have the letter D. Okay? Then after that, I'm going to take 30. I'm going to get this number. And I'm going to divide by 16. So I have 30 divided by 16 is 1.875. And then I'm going to get the decimal only, 0.875. And I multiply by 16 to get the remainder, which is 14, right? So the remainder is 14 and the letter is E. And then I'm going to get this one again, 1.1. I'm going to divide by 16. It's going to be 0.0625, which is going to give me remainder 0, but let's just do it step by step. 0.0625 times 16 is going to be 1. Okay? So now, what is my answer? Decimal to binary. I'm going to go backwards from the bottom to the top. So my binary, I'm sorry, no binary, hexadecimal representation of the number 493 is going to be 1 E, make sure you put that little 16 down. Okay? Any questions, let me know.
I have a question. If you
sorry.
are,
Okay?
go ahead, Mark.
Oh, that's all right. I realized my mistake. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Okay.
Oh,
Who
I had
else?
a question. Yes. So if you get 0 as a whole number when you're dividing, do you just stop there?
I mean, you stop here because the whole part is 0. So when you do 0 divided by 16 is 0. Yes, you stop here. When you get 0 as a whole part, you stop right here. Yes.
That's what I was asking. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's do it one more time. So I have one more example. We're gonna have the number 1037 decimal, and you're going to change it to hexadecimal. So we're going to start dividing. This column. So we're going to start dividing 1037. We're going to divide by 16. Okay? So do you guys want to have what is called? Do you want to do it the same way, or do you want to use symbol up, or do you like it like this?
I like it done sequentially on paper. That's just the way I
Okay.
work.
Yes, let's do that. So I'm just using my cell phone. 1037 divided by 16 is going to be 64.8125. But you're going to get the decimal part only, which is 0.8125. Going to multiply by 16, and we're going to get the remainder. And the remainder is 13. Okay? Now, what is the letter for 13? D, right?
The D.
Yes. And then you're going to start with 64. And you're going to divide by 16. And what is 64 divided by 16? It's a whole number. It's 4.
4 even.
And then the remainder 0, right? Yes? So the remainder is 0. They divide evenly. 64 divided by 4. Divided by 16 is going to be just 4. Okay? Then you're going to continue. 4 divided by 16 going to be 0. Let's see what it is. 0.25. Now you're going to get 0.25, and you're going to multiply by 16, and you're going to get 4. Okay? And then my answer is going to be from the bottom. You got this, and then this, and this. So it's going to be 40G. And it's hexadecimal. Make sure you put that little numbers in the bottom. Okay? Everybody understanding this? Any questions? So decimal to hexa, decimal to binary, decimal to octal. That's what you have next one. Decimal to octal. You always divide by that base. Okay? Everybody good so far? Okay? Then you're going to number 4, which is the same idea, but here we're going to divide by 8. So instead of dividing by 16, we're going to divide by 8. So let's start with 241, which is decimal. And you're going to divide it by 8, and you can still use the calculator. So we have 241 divided by 8 is going to be 30.125. Then you're going to get the decimal only, the decimal fraction part, which is 0.125, and you're going to multiply by 8 because that's your base. And it's going to be 1, so the remainder is 1. I'm going to just make a little room. So here we're going to start with 30. We're going to continue 30 divided by 8. What is that? 3.75. And then you're going to do 0.75 times 8. And that gives me 6. Okay? Then you're going to continue with 0.75, I'm sorry, 3, we're going to continue 3 divided by 8, which is going to be 0.375. And then you're going to multiply 0.375 times 8, and that should give you 3. Okay, and then where is my answer? You start from the bottom and you go up. So my binary, not binary, octal representation of my number 241 in decimal is going to be 361, and make sure you put that little 8, so it's clear that we have octal number. Okay, any questions? Everybody good so far?
Quick question. If you have remainder 0, I'm sorry, yeah. If you divide, let's say you divide 16 by 8, you get 2. The remainder is 0. You keep the remainder 0, so you'll just include that in your answer, right?
Yes, we're going to include it in the answer, yes, right here. That's correct. You include all the remainder, start from the bottom to the top. Okay? Okay, and one more. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,234. So we're going to continue dividing by 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 8. It's going to be, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 8. 154.25. We're going to get the decimal, which is 0.25, and multiply by 8. It's 2. Then you're going to get 154. Going to divide by 8. 154. 19.25. We're going to get the 0.25. Going to multiply by 8 again is going to be 2, right? The same. Remainder. Then you're going to continue 19 divided by 8. It's going to be 2.375. And again, you're going to get the decimal 0.375. Multiplied by 8, that's going to be 3. And then you're going to get 2 divided by 8. It's going to be 0.25, 0.25. So you're going to multiply again, 0.25 times 8 is also 2. And then because this is 0, you stop here. So my number in octal going back is going to be 2, 3, 2, 2 octal. Okay? Any questions? Everybody good? Okay, going to the next one. Here we have octal to decimal. So you have octal number, and you're going to change it to decimal. So how you do that? Every time you go to decimal, you have to expand it, right? So we have the power of, the base is 8. So the digits go 8 to the 0, 8 to the 1, and so on, right? Which is this code. So 4 is going to be in front of 8 to the 0, and 5 is going to be multiplied by 8 to the first. So 54 is going to expand as, you just get the expanded form. 5 times 8 to the first plus 4 times 8 to the 0. So I'm going to simplify that. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 8 to the 0 is 1, plus 4. It's going to be 44 decimal, so you're just going to keep it like this. 44. Okay? Any questions? Then the next one is going to be the same way. You have 8 to the 0, 8 to the first, 8 squared. So you're going to expand it. It's going to be 5 times 8 squared, 3 times 8 to the first, and 2 times 8 to the 0 power. So when I multiply, I'm going to do exponents first. So 8 times 8 is 64. And when I multiply 64 times 5, it's going to be 320. And then 3 times 8 is 24. So I'm adding 24. And then I'm adding another 2. So when I add these three numbers, I'm going to have 3, 4, 6. So this is my decimal number.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes.
So when you do 8 times 3, 24, you don't, and then you do 8 times 2. Why didn't you do 8 times 2? You just brought down the 2?
Because 8
Okay,
8 to the 0 is 1. Okay?
so you don't need to multiply 8 times 2.
You do the see the order of operations, you do exponent first. So you have to 8 to the 0 first, which is 1. And then you multiply 2 times 1 is 2. The same way here, you multiply. You don't multiply 5 times 8 and then square. You square first, 64. And then 64 you multiply by 5. That's the order of operations. You do exponents first, and then you multiply. And then in the end, you add the numbers you get. Okay? Questions?
Thanks.
Is that answer? Yes? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so we're rocking it. We're going from form to form, from number to number. We're changing everything, right? So let's go ahead and do number 6, which is binary to octal. So now what you have to remember, if you go from binary to octal, you have to split it in groups of 3, right? So you have to take this group of 3, and then this group of 3, and 1 should be in another group of 3, right? So I'm going to rewrite this binary number. Is going to be 0, 0, 1. That's my first group of 3. Then the next one is going to be 1, 0, 1. And then the next one is going to be 0, 1, 0. So that's my binary number. Split it in groups of 3. That's what you need to do first. Then you have to keep in mind the power of 2. If you have 3 digits, is going to be 1, 2, and 4. So whatever you have 1 is going to add the number. So here we have, or I can just write it here. We have 4 to 1, and this is 4 to 1, and this is 4 to 1. So I'm at the first digit is going to be, in octal is going to be just 1. So this is 1. Here I'm adding 4 plus 1 is 5, and this is just 2. So my octal number is going to be 1, 5, and 2. Make sure you put that little 8 in the bottom because we octal number system. Okay? Any questions? Everybody good? Okay, let's do it one more time. And the next number is 110, 110. So we're going to split it again in groups of 3. So have these 3 and these 3. So again, I'm going to write in the top it's 4 to 1. And you have 4 to 1. So the first number I'm adding 4 plus 2 is what? 6. And the other one is going to be also 6. So this number in octal is going to be 66 with a little base 8 down here. Okay? Everybody good? Okay, so then we have another one where you have to change. Oh, this is actually the last one, number 7. We have to change octal to binary. So we're going to do the same. We're going to, each digit is going to be represented with binary. So I'm going to break it down. So the number 7, and I'm going to write it like this, 7 is going to be breakdown. 7 is, we're going to keep the base of the power of 2. So every digit from octal is going to be represented with 3 digits in binary. So it's going to be 4, the power of 2 of 4, 2, and 1. So 7 is what? 4 plus 2 plus 1, right? Because you break it down. 4 plus 7 is 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So that means you have 1, 1, 1 binary. This is octal 7. Then the 3, and then a 5. I'm just going to write it one by one so you can see how each digit change. So 3 is 2 plus 1, right? So my binary representation is going to be 0, 1, 1 binary. And then 5 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So the binary representation is going to be 1, 0, 1 binary because you have 1, 4, and 1, 1. So when you add them, you're going to get 5. And you're going to fill it with 0. Okay, so now I need to put these 3 groups of 3, one after another, and it has to be in that specific order. So I'm going to put 7 first, so it's going to be 1, 1, 1. And then I'm going to put 3, which is 0, 1, 1. And then 5 is going to be 1, 0, 1. Okay, and that's my final answer. Any questions?
I'm having a brain fog. What is 1 if it's just 1? What is 1 in binary? Is it just 1 by itself?
Yes, binary 1.
Yeah, what is 1 in binary? What is the decimal? What is 1 as a decimal in binary? It's just 1?
Yes. See, the number 1 is the same in binary, the same in octal, the same in decimal, the same, it's 1. But depends. Now, if it's octal 1, then it's going to have 3 digits. It's going to be 0, 0, 1. Okay? So that's a good
Okay, so
question. Let me
yeah, so
explain that.
you have to put the zeros. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Thank you, Jasmine. So that's a very good question. So the number 1, in which system? Decimal?